Progress in fixing a major outage affecting wireless customers across the country. AT&T says about 3/4 of its network has now been restored. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Cole. Now, this outage is impacting AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and some other companies as well. WBZ's Tiffany is outside the AT&T store on Boylston Street with breaking details.
Courtney, I guess we can all take this as a reality check, right? As to how much we all rely on our cell phones. People have been stopping by the Boylston Street AT&T store all morning long, going in, wondering why their cell phones aren't working, why they can't make calls, send texts, or access the internet. A major disruption here, as you can imagine. The carrier says they are working on this nationwide outage. As you said earlier, Courtney, 75% of its network has been restored, and they're trying to get that number to 100%. The website Down Detector says about 74,000 AT&T customers reported an outage over the last several hours, including some people that I spoke to who rely on their cell phones for work and to check in with family. Take a listen.
I've spoken to my children about what do we do if all our cell service goes out. So it's kind of weird, but you have to have a plan in place.
There's some people, like a gentleman that's in there now that needs GPS for work and he can't find himself out of a paper bag. But a lot of people depend on their phone too much.
Now, state and local police say they're getting inundated with calls from people asking why their cell phones aren't working. They're asking residents to only dial 911 in case of an emergency. So if you're impacted by this outage right now, here are some tips. You can text an emergency to 911. You can also activate Wi-Fi calling on your cell phones to make calls while this issue gets resolved. And lastly, you can also use a landline phone in the meantime. I know that can be archaic for some, but again, AT&T says about 75% of its network has been restored, but people are still coming in asking why their phones aren't working. So I guess their message now is to just be patient. Live from Boston, I'm Tiffany Chan, WBZ News.